Welcome to today's episode of Positive Vibes Only with me, your host, Renee Washington. Now, normally I challenge you guys to something, and I have done that the last few episodes of this show. So if you missed them, which you shouldn't, but I will update you. The first one was to do something nice for someone and compliment them, or a simple act of kindness, is the best way I can put it. The next challenge was to go out and wake up and change your perspective on the day. So to appreciate everything that you have, not take things for granted, and to just go through your day being thankful for the things you do have, not focus on the things you don't have. And then my last episode, I challenged you guys to go out and have a conversation with someone that you would not normally talk to about that information. So it was a detailed conversation, getting to know someone, learning something from someone, because everybody has some experience or information or a connection that can help you out in some way. Everyone has something to give you, information-wise. So I figured today would be a good day. Maybe we take a step back from challenges. I don't know, I might change my mind by the end of the show, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about myself. And I try not to really get into talk about myself too much because I don't want it to be fully about me. This is not a show for me to just ramble on and on about who I am and what I've done. But what I preached in the last show is that everybody has some type of information they can give you. There's always something you can learn from someone. So if I'm telling you that, I feel like I should at least give you some more information on myself so you can learn from maybe me. So I don't know where to begin. I'll go start with college. I think that's the best spot to start. High school and younger was just typical growing up, teenage issues, all that good stuff. College. So I was a three-time All-American soccer player at LaSalle University. Played soccer there. Also ran track. We did cross training. So in the off season we ran with the track team. While I was there, I also was a part of our soccer team making history. We made the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history and went on to make two more appearances, so 3 total. We won 2 tournament championships and won our conference 2 years. First time also in program history. Broke some records, made some history. In the classroom, I was an academic All-American. I had 7 internships throughout the course of my 4 years, which at the time, I honestly did not even realize I did. And at the time, I didn't even realize that's a lot. But now when I tell people, they're a little surprised. So I guess it's a big deal. And what I recognize is that each of those internships opened the door to something else. So my first internship led to my second, which led to my third, so on and so forth. So it got to the point where I was being recommended for jobs. A coworker would let me know, hey, I have a colleague of mine who's looking for, at the time I was doing public relations and social media management. I was not even doing anything specifically in terms of broadcasting. So I was writing, doing press releases, brochures, social media management, pretty self-explanatory, and it kept leading from one thing to the next. And I was just juggling it all and honestly constantly communicating with my coaches, with my bosses to let them know that what my schedule was and things like that so that I can keep everything organized. And I'm a very organized person, so I think that that's what really helped. So when I graduated college, I actually was fully into playing professional soccer, and I did. I was invited into preseason with Sky Blue out of New Jersey, but then I was offered the opportunity to coach college soccer at Lehigh University. Got my master's degree while I was coaching, since I was a grad assistant, so it was all paid for, so free undergrad, free master's. I also, while I was there, that's when I really had the most life-changing experience. That's when I buckled down and realized I want to be a sports broadcaster. I had played professional soccer, I had coached soccer, I was presented opportunities to continue coaching college soccer. I realized that was not for me. And even though I could go far with it, it wasn't what I really enjoyed. I enjoyed reporting. I enjoyed getting out and talking in front of people and watching and covering games, getting interviews, the hustle and bustle of being a sports broadcaster. So that is when I decided to fully commit to it. And I decided if I want to be a sports broadcaster, I have to do it. And all through college as an undergrad, I kept thinking I was missing it. It was too late. It was too late for me to get into it, but I finally buckled down and decided at the time when I was like 22, 23, it's actually not too late, which now looking back is really funny because that was such a young mindset. But it was not too late. And so I pursued it fully. I went from being a freelance writer and working in the sports media department at Lehigh to then applying for my current job as a copywriter. And once I applied as a copywriter, my current boss realized with your aspirations and ambition, with your personality, being a copywriter is going to bore you to death. So he actually created a job for me to be a videographer slash multimedia journalist slash news anchor slash sports reporter, and to do a wide variety of things working in sports and news. Now, at the Bucks County Courier-Times, I also do color commentary for the Ivy League Network for Princeton University's men's and women's soccer team. I do radio work, I still write, I cover high school sports, I cover college sports. I do as much as I possibly can in sports broadcasting. So why I tell you all this? This is my story, or some of my story, because it goes way beyond just this. But what I have learned is most valuable in life is to have a positive mindset, which is how I'm bringing it all back around. And with that, I talked to a couple episodes ago about how I changed the way I view the world to focus less on what I don't have and more on what I do have. And I constantly am networking, connecting with people, even if I don't think they have any relation to my job and where I'm trying to get in my career. Everybody knows someone. So I have literally been presented opportunities to speak at events, to host events, jobs, simply because I had a conversation with someone and they knew someone else, or they knew of a job opening. And that's why I told you guys and challenged you to connect with someone last episode, because you never know what doors will open. So the first thing that I'm trying to get at is you have to sell yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest advocate. I created my own website. I created my own everything on social media: YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, 2 Facebook pages. Why? Because I need to get my name and my face out there. And if I don't do it, no one else is going to do it. So I have to do it for myself. Be your own cheerleader, A. Also, by you focusing on what you do have and not on what you don't have, you are actually saving time and energy and frustration instead of, and I have definitely been guilty of this, scrolling through your phone, looking at everybody's Instagram posts of the great vacations they're on and the great life they're living. Live your own great life. Get off social media and go be great. We spend so much time looking at people's pictures and posts of everything they're doing. Granted, what they're posting is only positive stuff. No one's going to post on well, some people do, and that's a whole different topic. People don't post on social media regularly. That's most people. I'm so depressed. I look so fat today. I hate my life. Again, there are some people that do that too. But for the most part, what you're seeing is the positive stuff, the happy stuff, or the fake happy stuff. I know I stage a lot of pictures. I will go somewhere and take a picture just to post. Yep, I do it. And so do you. So I'm not the only one guilty of it. People will stage pictures to make it look like they're doing something so great and so awesome. So what I'm trying to say is stop reading into social media so much. Focus less time scrolling through your news feed or your whatever, and go do your own great stuff. So the second thing, I stopped wasting time on other people, focusing on their lives, focusing on what they do have and what I don't have, to spend more time investing in myself. The third thing, so after you do all that, I would also say to hustle. Plain and simple. If you have a goal, it's not going to happen by you sitting back on your behind, waiting for it to just fall into your lap. You have to go out and make it happen. You have to open that door yourself. Whether you have to climb through the window, bang down some doors, you have to make it happen. So, get up and do something great. What I started doing is I look at the jobs that I want to have one day, and I scroll through the job requirements and everything that they ask for, the job description, and I literally checklist. Now this may be psycho, but I'm ambitious. And I literally go through and look at things on that job description and the requirements, things that I have and things that I don't have. If I don't have it, I go make a way to get it. So if they say they want someone that knows how to work, If the job I'm looking at, and these are only jobs that I one day want to have, not every job. I look at those big heavy hitter jobs that are, for me, a career ambition. If they have something on that requirement that I know I do not have, I will go find a way to get that writing experience or that camera editing experience. Years of experience, obviously, I cannot make that happen overnight, but I can do my best to make up for the fact that maybe I haven't been working 3 to 5 years, but I will show you that all my other experience in that 2 years is just as great as someone who's worked 3 to 5 years. Make it happen. The next thing is, when you're doing all that, is to be versatile. So many times we get narrow-minded in what we want to do that we turn down and close doors for other opportunities that can lead us that way. So there's not one path to a one goal or destination. There are multiple ways to get there, and I mean that literally. Obviously, when you're driving somewhere, there are multiple ways to get to that destination. Some may be longer than others. Some may hit some traffic. Some may hit some, I don't know, some may be a highway. Some may be tolls where you have to pay. Obviously, I'm getting really descriptive, but you get what I mean. Every path is different, has its different obstacles, but I guarantee you it will get you to that destination at some point or another. So stop focusing on the fact that, oh, this is not happening for me, and it has to happen by the time I'm age blah, or else my life is a failure. No, you keep grinding, you keep hustling, you keep selling yourself, use your resources, your connections, social media, getting out, and just whatever it is that you're ambitious about. Make it happen by constantly putting yourself in opportunities to be successful, to learn, to grow, and to network. And then stop focusing on time schedules of when everything's supposed to happen, because personally I believe in my God that everything happens according to His plan when it is supposed to happen in His plan. His time, His plan, not mine. I cannot control when things happen, because what I have learned is that things don't always go as we plan. Sometimes what we see as a big setback or failure is actually, and I'm not going to get too religious because, again, not everyone believes in the same God. But in my religious belief, sometimes what I may view as a failure is God's way of preparing me for the next step or a bigger success. Or I may have a goal in mind and it doesn't work out. And I think, I'm upset because it didn't work out. But what is really happening is something greater is coming along. Maybe not in that next second or the next day or the next month, but everything works out according to a better plan. And we cannot control that plan. All we can do is make sure we're ready. So the one last thing I'll leave you with. I heard this really good, I guess it's an analogy or metaphor, not sure. But what it said was how everyone has a medicine cabinet. We have medicine with sore throat medicine cabinets with sore throat medicine, headaches, flu symptoms, constipation, you name it, you probably have it in your medicine cabinet. It's like a CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens all in one. You don't use it every day. You constantly are stocking stuff in there, but you don't use it every day. But I guarantee you, the day you have a headache, the day your throat starts to itch, the day you start to lose your voice, you can go right in that medicine cabinet and pull out what you need. What I'm saying is that's life. We're constantly working, putting stuff away in our medicine cabinet of skills, of connections, of even dreams, of lessons that we learn, of experiences. Not to use them all in one day. You don't go in your medicine cabinet and pull out all the pills and take them in 1 second. I hope not. But what you do is you pull it out when you need it, when the time is right. So keep building your medicine cabinet of skills, of connection, so that when that day comes, when you need someone, hey, I'm applying for this job at TD Bank. I know you're the manager at TD Bank. Can you give me a referral? Or I'm applying to this college and I met you at this networking event. Can you help me out with a recommendation letter? Or a skill you learned, a lesson you learned. All these things that you're slowly tucking away and working on to one day use to help you reach that goal. And the last thing, because I know I said that was the last thing, but I have one more, is stop trying to be your navigator. When you type in an address on your GPS, your little navigator, whatever voice it's in, mine usually has like an accent, it's like an English man, and they say, starting route 2, do. They change the route every once in a while. they may recalculate depending on if there's traffic. I have Waze, so it always is recalculating for the best route. And they don't always tell you a second by second update, but they wait until you're at or getting close to your turn to tell you in 500 feet, turn left on such and such road. But they're not going to tell you in 5,000 feet, turn left on such and such road. In 4,999 feet, turn left on such and such road. And you get where I'm going. They don't give you a second by second update. And sometimes your navigator goes quiet. You have no idea. It just stops talking, maybe because your turn isn't for 10 more miles. But when it's time to make that turn, they will let you know. That is life. You have a medicine cabinet of skills. You have your GPS. You don't try to be the GPS. If you randomly turn off the road, you're now changing the route. It will recalculate you, but it will get you back on route and back on schedule to get to your destination. So stay on course, be patient, don't get worried if you don't get that direction right away, because know that as you get close to that turn, your GPS and whatever accent it's in will tell you to make the turn. And then you will be ready with your medicine cabinet of skills and tricks and connections and all types of stuff to step up in that job opportunity, in that college interview, in that social, whatever it is, you will be ready for that moment. Stay the course, stay focused, put your time, energy, positive mindset into you, not other people, into you. You have one life, you live it the best you want to live it, and let's make things happen. So I don't have a challenge today, but I really could have one, and I'm itching to give you one, but I'm not going to. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in to Positive Vibes Only. And remember, stay the course and keep stocking up your medicine cabinet, because one day when you reach that destination, you're going to be ready. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.